Hey guys, Chris here. So right behind me we have a 2019 Range Rover P400e Autobiography, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a test drive of this luxury SUV. Now inside the Range Rover, and this interior is just about as luxurious as it gets. This is a real step above my XC90, and my XC90 is, well, one of the nicest interiors out there, but everything is leather on top of the dashboard, on front of the dashboard, down here on the center tunnel, on the doors, on top of the doors. Everything is just super smooth Napa leather. On the steering wheel you have this beautiful Alcantara headliner, and also the sun visors are also in beautiful Alcantara. The grab handles are in leather. I mean, every material you touch is either, you know, solid wood, solid metal, or just smooth and soft leather. And the switchgear is just second to none. This is really a step above from my XC90, and my XC90, as I said, has one of the nicest interiors, but this just has, you know, a superb quality feeling. It just feels a step above that. This feels like Bentley-esque and Rolls-Royce-like. You know, if you would compare this side to side to a Bentley or a Rolls-Royce, I'm sure those cars would feel, you know, maybe just the step above, but there really isn't much in it. And I recently, you know, rode and drove actually a Rolls-Royce Cullinan and a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and I actually think this interior has a prettier design. And this car came out in what, 2012, 7 years ago, and it still looks fresh. I think the exterior has aged exceptionally well. I think this is aged better than, you know, all the other Land Rover, Range Rover products in the 10 last years. And also this interior is still the nicest interior they make. So it's a real nice place to sit. And I'm actually test driving this car for two reasons. Well, to give you guys content on Land Rover, which is, you know, an XC90 competitor. This is, of course, you know, the class above, but this is also a natural stepping stone if you're coming from a, you know, a Q7, an X5, an XC90, and you want to step to the class above. This is, you know, the natural progression. And one of the reasons I'm test driving this is because I am considering this as my next vehicle, and this being the plug-in hybrid. The P400e with a 2-liter gas turbo engine in front, 4 cylinders, and 100 horsepower electric engine, giving this a total system output of 400 horsepower. So it's very similar to my XC90, but like the Range Rover Sport P400e, I was a bit disappointed about that car because that car just felt lackluster compared to my XC90, and hopping back into my XC90, that felt like a rocket ship. I am expecting a lot of the same, you know, sensation here, that this won't feel very fast because this is a huge and large vehicle at 2.5 tons. We're now in pure EV mode, and this car has its own EV button, forcing EV mode, which is really nice. Not a lot of cars let you do that, and that is very welcome, because it doesn't matter if you know, you're not letting the car decide, you are deciding if you want this car to, yeah, just use pure electricity. And this thing is bank vault solid and so silent in EV mode. I mean, we're just doing 40 kilometers an hour, but you can't hear anything outside. You know, the surface is icy and snowy, but you still don't hear anything. And over that speed bump, this suspension is just impressive. And you sit so high here. These commanding, you know, captain chairs with these individual armrests for each individual front chair. Only the front cushion is a bit long for me because I have short legs. I'm not the tallest person at 5'7", so that is something to consider. But I just, you know, inflate the lumbar support here some, and then that pushes me a bit forwards. Not an ideal situation, but I'm used to that in, you know, larger vehicles. They have larger seats, meant for larger people, but everything just feels, yeah, it's so comfortable over speed bumps. Though this car has 21-inch wheels, it is, you know, it's focused towards the comfort side, this vehicle. So wind noise, road noise, and comfort levels, the sense of isolation from the elements outside is amazing. On the motorway now, guys, and just into this very short and small tunnel, This is a very, very quiet car, a very silent car. Let's just give it a bit of gas there. 100 kilometers an hour, and yeah, this is impressively quiet, this thing here. I haven't driven a car this quiet since the Audi Q8, and I think this is more quiet. Road noise is barely audible, tire noise, and wind noise is it just isn't there. This thing is so well sound insulated. You have this laminated front screen, you have these laminated side windows, and even though this has really large door mirrors, well, nothing, silence. This thing is so quiet. It does feel a bit big on the road. This car is about the same size as my XC90, maybe just a bit wider, but it is the same length, but you do sit higher, and you just have a bit more body motion, lighter steering. The steering isn't as connected, it isn't as direct, it isn't as fast. It's just much more luxury oriented. You just have to recalibrate your reflexes, your thinking while driving this car, because it is a huge car. But on the other hand, it's so damn comfortable. It is so silent, it's so well dampened. I can't even believe that this car is riding on 21-inch wheels, and I'm actually raising my voice now because I'm doing such a speed where I'm used to, just talking a bit louder, but this thing is so quiet. And then let's have this. Yeah, so this is more like it. When I drove the Range Rover Sport P400e, I thought that engine was just a bit, a bit loud. And this thing is much more subdued because this four-cylinder isn't as refined as, the four-cylinder you'll find in something like a Volvo XC90. I'm just gonna adjust that camera there. It isn't as refined as the four-cylinder in a Volvo XC90. This is a bit more coarse, a bit more unrefined, but they've done an excellent job with sound insulation here, because this thing just, well, and it actually has really nice pickup. It isn't as slow as I remember that P400e, that Range Rover Sport being. This just feels as quick as I was expecting. It's not as quick as my XC90. It does weigh more. It's not, as direct, but it's a really nice thing, and I was really, excited about, or wondering about how refined this gas engine would feel. But now, just, first impressions, it feels quiet enough for being in a luxury vehicle of this caliber. One of the single most things I love about this car is the way it makes you feel, because it does make you feel special. You do feel like you're driving something special, from the ambience of the interior, the way you sit on this, up top of this pedestal, to the beautiful and elegant exterior styling. I just love the way this thing looks on the outside. Forget all the new stuff Land Rover, Range Rover have done, the past, 6, 7, 8 years. This, in my opinion, is still the best looking Range Rover, and I think it looks better now than when it came out in 2012, though this, of course, has the, being the 2019 model, has, the facelifted front and the facelifted rear, and also this gorgeous, beautiful, interior with this gorgeous triple screen infotainment system. It's the way it just feels so special. It makes you feel more special than, in a Mercedes or a BMW or an Audi or even a Volvo XC90. This is just, a cut and class above those vehicles, and it's just an occasion driving around in this car. And when you see another Range Rover, you put your hand up and then you say hi, because, well, most places of the world, these aren't a dime a dozen. They only sell about 40 new of these in Norway each year, a country with, around 5 million people. With this hybrid version, they are expected sales to go up, of course, because this cuts the price with about 20,000 euros, $20,000. But this car, as it sits, this Autobiography, nicely spec'd, but it's not fully spec'd. This sits at 180,000 euros or $180,000, and that is a lot of money, because my XC90 is fully spec'd, is around 120,000 euros, $120,000 in Norway. This is 60,000 more. And for that, well, you can get an Audi A4, which is nicely spec'd. Last leg of this test drive. We're in downtown Oslo, which is known for having terrible roads, full of potholes, cobblestone covered streets, tram lines, every, imaginable bad surface and construction work. Just look at, the street here. A lot of snow, a lot of ice, and in this place, this Range Rover really shines. I mean, this huge greenhouse, giving you this awesome visibility, and you just sit so high looking down at, other traffic. It's just amazing. And yeah, this hybrid drivetrain is just so quiet, and we still have a little bit of juice in the system. Lets us do low speed in EV mode. And this suspension, I can't praise it enough because it is so comfortable. I think it's probably the most comfortable suspension I've really tried on proper roads. This is just an amazing city car. So there you go, guys. That is my test drive of the 2019 Range Rover P400e Autobiography. It is a car I totally love. I'm so in love with this car, and let's see if this will be my next car next year. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you want me to replace my XC90 with this Range Rover? It's just a brilliant car in so many ways. It has very few downfalls, and well, I didn't get to experience any of them. Maybe the steering could be a bit faster, but still, it is a lovely car, and I'm so in love with it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, guys, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.